Bodybuilding Nerds, unite! You are listening to Bodybuilding Nerds Radio, just a couple of nerds who love all things bodybuilding related. This show is brought to you by Think Big Bodybuilding Patreon. Love you guys. Keep it cracking. Supplementsource.ca. Mutant Nation. You see that? TrueNutrition.com. Code THINK. And BestBarEver.com. Michael Clay. I am your host, Vijay Puri. Along with me, as always, Scott McNally. Scott, how you doing?
Hey, Vij. I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Hey, man. What can I say? It's almost Arnold season, and bodybuilding is hot right now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It's starting to ramp up, man. That energy going into the Arnold Classic is freaking. There's nothing else like it, if you ask me. You know,
it is. And this year, particularly, man, it is hot. It's going to be. I mean, the level of competition is pretty awesome, pretty deep. And you know what? We'll get into all that after the break. So if you want to timestamp it, you don't want to listen to our crazy banter, you can just go ahead and jump to that when we talk about all the Arnold stuff that's coming up here.
Yes. Yeah. For all of our new school people who aren't familiar with what really one of the original bodybuilding podcasts there ever was, Bodybuilding Nerds Radio. If you guys aren't here for that and you're just here for Arnold stuff, yeah, I'll make sure that we have a timestamp below. You can jump straight to all of that. We've got a bunch of fun stuff. Basically, like we're going to do reactions basically to all the guys training and talk about the lineup. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say about that.
Well, I'm excited to get it on with you. I think it's a fun time. You know, anytime we can talk bodybuilding, you know we love that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, man, I know you probably talked about it on various of your other shows, but how's training? We always start with how's training. How's training going?
Dude, training's good, man. I started some supplements, the SLU PP332, and it's given me a new lease on energy, I'll say.
Hey, that's
so
cool.
Training's going good, and I'll be honest, man, I'm just doing a 5-day split right now, traditional bro split.
Hey,
and here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing, man, is, you know, if you think back when we first met, that's all anybody ever did, right?
Yeah, that's all there was.
Yeah, nowadays everybody's like, you got to do push-pull legs, upper, lower. And yeah, I do think there is a lot of reasons to do higher frequency, but that doesn't mean that the old stuff doesn't still work. And for me, I think it's actually to my benefit to be able to train this way right now. So I still have some guys do push or do a bro split at times. But, you know, right now I think this is perfect for me. So I'm enjoying it. I didn't train today. I was going to, and I wasn't feeling it, so I just did a bunch of extra cardio, then hopped in the shower, shoveled down some food, and here I am sitting with you. I got almost like an hour of cardio in today, Vij, which is a lot for me. I don't do an hour.
That's great, man. I was supposed to train today too, but I just did cardio also.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, I got out of bed. I was like, oh, it's B&R day. I should go train. And no, I had to work, man. I had business to attend to. So
okay.
When I've got to go flip a house or I've got to get, you know, the house turned over for a new tenant or something. Yeah. I don't want to do anything. I just want to get to work and just get that done, you know.
Okay. But
I always get up really early and there's nothing for me to do except do cardio. So I did the cardio, feed the dogs, and then out the door I went. So I didn't get the training either today. Usually on Sundays. Sundays is usually I call it an active rest day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'll get to the gym or I'll be at my own gym. And I'll just do whatever feels good, like full body style. You know, I like to use I like to go to the gym. That way I can use just machines. If I'm just using machines, I have a propensity to just kind of take it easy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because if I start throwing around barbells and dumbbells, my lizard brain immediately goes into like, oh, I got to throw some weight around.
It triggers you.
Yeah, I get triggered. That's exactly what. But if I just jump into like a little hoist machine or something, let it play around a little bit, you know, it's easy street for me anyways. I don't have that link, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I just saw a video of Dick Van Dyke doing a leg press at 99 years old. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's like 99 years old. His quad is as skinny as his calf, but I don't care, man. At 99, he's in there still doing leg press, one-legged leg press on a selectorized machine. So good for him, you know.
That's pretty cool.
I want to be him at 99, right?
Yeah, well, I guess if you're going to be 99, the best thing you could be doing is some leg pressing, I suppose.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah. Wow, shit.
So how about you, though?
I don't know that I'll make it to 99, man. You know, by the time
use a lot of gear, you know.
Yeah, well, 75 tops, you know.
Yeah. I'll take 5 more years. I'll take 5 good solid years.
Yeah. My training's good, man. I had to back off of my double days, you know, my upper body, lower body splits. Like 2-a-days.
Yeah.
I got, a couple of things happened. First, I tweaked my pec.
Oh, okay.
That's no good. And then I tweaked my quad on the same side of my body. All this shit on the left side of my body. I don't know what's happening.
Huh.
And then I just got sick.
Oh, okay.
I still got a little bit in my chest, a little bit, but then I got sick, and that took me out for 3 days. 3 days with no weight training.
Hey, man, after all the training you've done, that was probably a much needed break. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I got bigger. Who knew?
Yeah,
you know?
right?
Yeah. Took a little rest, and all of a sudden I was all volumized. I was like, this is odd.
Yeah.
This happens? Yeah, I haven't had 3 days off in I don't know, 10 years.
You're kidding me.
No. Yeah. So I was even going to take a 4th day off because it was really kicking my butt. You know, I'd these fevers that just wouldn't go away, and I couldn't breathe out of my nose. You know, it's just the worst. And then I was just on that 4th day. I was like, I got to do something. I got to have an active rest or something. I think it really helped actually. Yeah. You know, burn away whatever fucking sickness is going on.
You got to get the iron in there, you know, push the iron pushes the sickness out. That's the way it works, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I've always been a believer in if you feel even the smallest little bit to get a little bit of training in, it's always going to be beneficial. You know what I mean? Because movement is life. You know, it's just motion is life. So as long as you're moving forward and your cells are all doing something and your metabolism is always moving forward, it's going to help you beat any kind of sickness or whatever toxins are going on. You know what I mean?
You just don't want to go to that point where you're breaking things down. You know what I mean?
No,
it's a little bit of endorphins and make you feel better. I used to always make the mistake, though, where I'd kind of be sick or whatever, and then I'd get warmed up, and I'm like, no, I'm actually feeling good. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to let this sickness hold me back. I'm going to get at least as much as I did last week, and then I feel great walking out of the gym, and then 2 hours later, I just crash, you know? So,
that's the worst. And all of a sudden, you're like, God damn it, I fucked up. I feel like shit again.
Yep.
But if you can keep that mentality, it's just a workout. It's just a workout, you know?
Yeah.
Just get a little bit of a pump, get a little bit of a sweat, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. And that's all it takes. And I think that's a very healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, and as far as me with the cardio, I just sit at my desk working. You know, I talk on podcasts or working with diet clients. I'm not doing anything other than, we walk the dog, a couple times a day. But especially in the wintertime, they're not long walks. We'll walk longer, at least a half hour at a time when it's warm outside. But this time of year, man, it's if I'm not doing more cardio, my numbers will be low. My steps can be as low as 3,000 a day. That is nothing, you know?
Yeah, and that sounds like a lot. That's pretty good. 3,000, that's pretty good.
No.
It sounds good, but in reality, that's not that much.
No, that's me going to the kitchen and getting, some water twice, and that's it.
Yeah. Damn, that's a big house.
Yeah, right, yeah. Man.
Yeah, man. But
I had a thought for you. So, because it was rolling around my head. Now, okay, first of all, I have a question. What is the cycle now? Where are you at?
Test EQ, daily test EQ.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going it's almost like a 3-to-1 test to EQ. I found that there's no benefit for me to go a 1-to-1 to test EQ.
Okay.
It's not any better going 200 mgs a day of EQ versus 60-ish. Depends on what formula I'm using. 60-ish, I don't see a difference. The biggest difference I always ever see is that, is my testosterone working just as well. Okay. So sometimes if it's more like a 1-to-1, I don't feel like my testosterone is working as well. It's might get a little bit of a decreased sex drive. The fullness isn't all 100% there, Yeah. But I found this ratio is just a lot better. So
all right,
right around 200 mgs a day, and then about 60 mgs of EQ a day.
Okay. So I can't remember what the dosing was last time we talked, but you were using, a higher level of test with EQ. on that daily protocol. And we were throwing around, what could it be? Why is it that Vij, if you guys, we've been doing this show since 2015, and in the early days, it was the opposite, because I was still competing and I was running the higher cycles, and Vij was like, once in a while I'll take 5 milligrams of Anavar before my workout. That was literally the exact opposite. He's like, oh yeah, that's it though. 5 milligrams Anavar is all you need, or 5 milligrams of D-ball. It's a good cycle. And I'm like, come on, man. Now we're the opposite, which I find hilarious. But here's my thought, man. So we only have so much aromatase enzyme, right? And a lot of the issues, because Vij had a lot of issues, guys, when he would just try to just do a TRT dose. And
it was awful.
We rattled around about that for years and years and years. And you tried everything you could. You were like every other day, every day, once every 10 days, once every 2 weeks. And it every compound, Masteron didn't work and this didn't work. And now you're finding something that works. So talking to Eric Serrano at the Arnold, at Swiss, 2023 or 4, he had talked about 2023. He had talked about you want that test to estrogen ratio. And he was saying a 20-to-1 is good. So 20 test, 1 to 1 estrogen.
Right.
I bet that, so we only have so much aromatase enzyme in our bodies. And this isn't something I always understood. At a certain point, you're not going to be able to convert testosterone to estrogen. So if you're mega dosing that testosterone, you're say you take 100 milligrams of test per week. Well, we can guarantee if you're a high aromatizer that you're going to convert all of that is up for conversion, right? Or a large percentage of it is up for conversion. Now 200, maybe still a large percentage of that is up for conversion, but when you get up to 200 every day, there's a large part of that you just run out of aromatase enzyme. You know what I mean? So I think that's the factor here, is that your test is so high, you can't convert any more estrogen. You know what I mean? So it's now you're feeling good. And
the ratio is good for me. Yeah. You might be on to something, man. Because
that's my theory.
Because, man, even at 200 milligrams a week, 250 milligrams a week, just whatever, low dose a week, one day I would feel good. And then the next 6 days thereafter, I'm chasing down estrogen side effects constantly.
I remember that.
And it was even if I split the dose on a Monday and then a Thursday or whatever it is, those days that I took the dose felt fine. Every other day in between, sucking down Adex, trying not to have those estrogen side effects. It's not a good place to be. You know what I mean? So you might be onto something. I always thought I was a really high aromatizer, just constantly aromatizing, and my labs always showed that also. The estrogen's always high. So maybe this is what I need. It was just a really mega dose, that testosterone.
Doctor prescribed 200 tests per day.
Yes. HRT clinic. Yes.
Yeah. It gives new meaning to HRT plus. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or TRT plus.
But you know what, man? In the end, you got to find what works for you. That's going to give you the least amount of side effects for the most benefit.
Absolutely.
As long as everything else is okay, your blood pressure's okay, and so on and so forth. I was going to tell you, I was doing an experiment with growth hormone. I've got a bunch just left over. I'm just like, what the fuck am I going to do with all this stuff?
It's nice to have a bunch of leftover growth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just sitting there in the freezer, and I was just like, I should do something with it. I thought I started to dabble with 5-10 milligrams of Winstrol to control bloating and stuff.
Yes,
and it was working. It was working.
Yeah,
until week 3.
Oh,
it's it just accumulated up to a point, and I was just like, oh fuck, this ain't working anymore. And then I started getting a lot of blood pressure stuff.
Oh, okay.
My blood pressure was always pounding, headaches and stuff. I was like,
that's not good.
I knew it wasn't aromatase. It's not estrogen related. It's growth hormone. So I had to stop because I don't like the blood pressure stuff. It's, you don't want to fuck with the blood pressure stuff.
Yeah.
So now I cut it out altogether, and I'm thinking I might use it as a kind of like you would use a burger and fries as a refeed or something.
Yeah, a little GH refeed.
Yeah, I'll do this like a GH refeed. Like when you're a teenager, you've got like throughout the week, you might have these pulses of growth hormone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it might be a good idea if it's just once a week or twice a week or something. That way I can keep all symptoms down and still get the benefits of something. Because even at my age, I'm 46 years old. You know what it's like. You're 57 now.
Yeah, 57.
Yeah, 57, and you look great.
Thanks. Yeah, I feel 57 a lot of days, so I'll be honest.
But even at our age, even just a little bit, even if it's like a 1 or 2 pulses a week, that's still way more than we'd ever get otherwise. You know what I mean? So as far as like a longevity thing goes with managing blood pressure issues or whatever, what have you, I think that's like a good thing for me to do, versus doing everyday shots, because obviously it don't work.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
That's what I found.
All right, what else we got, man? What's going on? I know you've got. Oh, I'm not even going to give it away because I know you had an old segment that we're going to bring back today, right?
That's right.
I won't mention it until you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's do shout outs.
Listener shout outs. We haven't done shout outs since like 2000 and something. I can't remember.
I don't even remember.
Maybe 19 or 20,
The last, I think, I think the last time we were doing shout outs, we were telling people to eat a dick, too. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. That was a great segment. Eat a dick.
Eat a dick. But I joined a gym. Actually, I joined 2 gyms, but it wasn't my fault. I found this one afterward. I joined the one gym because it's only 10 minutes from the house. It's just Crunch,
Oh, yeah.
And I joined it because they've got so many all over the place. And if I travel, and I plan to travel up to Michigan here pretty soon, and it'll be cool to have a place to go train. If I travel out west, I have a place to go train. No matter what, I've got a place to go train. It's not too expensive. And they got tanning there. I like to tan, so that's nice too. I get my gym, cardio, tan, all in the same spot.
Yeah.
It's good. I didn't expect to find the other gym. So on a whim, I decided to go down to like West Nashville area, kind of West Nashville. It's called The Nations, a neighborhood called The Nations. Anyways, there's a gym there called Carbon Performance.
Okay.
And actually, Brandon Curry has his own Carbon gym out down in Murfreesboro. But it's just
Carbon Culture.
Carbon Culture, yeah. Or Carbon Boro for short, because it's Murfreesboro.
Is that what they call it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this one's Carbon Performance, and they've got 2 gyms in Nashville. One's in Franklin, and one's in the Nations. And I joined the one at went to the one in the Nations, and it is an awesome gym. Okay. Just an awesome gym. Great lighting, great equipment. They've got a lot of Arsenal type equipment there.
Oh, nice.
They've got 2 dumbbell pits. Count them, 2. Okay. And both dumbbell pits go up to 150 pounds dumbbells each pit.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man. They got a bunch of different squat racks. They've got machines I can't even describe, nor would I know how to use it just by looking at them. You know? But it's a great place, and the thing I like the most about it, man, is everyone there is like passionate about training.
Yeah.
And I think when you get to that tier of like expense, because it's not a cheap place to go. It's not a cheap gym. It's not like. Not joining like a True Fit or something. It's not $14 fucking dollars a month.
It's not Crunch. Yeah.
No, it's not Crunch either. It's like $89-$90 a month.
Okay. Yeah.
And so when you get to that price point, of course you're going to have people that are people that can afford it, but B, people that are that passionate about training that they want to go to this place daily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it makes for a really, really cool culture. Like everyone is passionate about training. Everyone is happy to help out each other,
I like that.
There's just a lot of like encouragement and buzz in the air. You know what I mean?
I like that a lot.
And that is kind of priceless to me because it don't exist everywhere.
Yeah, and that's kind of my issue with. Now, I'm not going to knock any other gym because you can get a good workout anywhere. But I've been a member at Novi Powerhouse Plus Crunch for a long time. And I signed up for Crunch just because I was getting ready for a show. And I was like, I'm going to use this for tanning, and then I'll do all my workouts at Novi. But Crunch is real close. So I was like, well, I can get this workout in here, that workout in there. But it's just not the same atmosphere in a lot of gyms where there's people that are kind of 25% committed, and you know what I'm saying? They don't really really have that direction. And hey, listen, I'm not putting those people down. We all are in our own place, and it's great that anybody even got to the gym. But when you're already serious yourself, it takes somebody else that's serious to be able to motivate you. If you want some motivation from other people, you look around and you see a bunch of other serious people that are, I like that a lot too. That definitely makes a gym a place worth going. It makes you a better bodybuilder. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. And it makes you more excited. More excited just to get to the gym, just to be amongst that is a certain frequency. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like a frequency between people. Everyone is there to train hard and passionate to be training hard and really happy to be there, period. Yeah. You don't have any stragglers. It's just the way it is. And it's
you might be the straggler in this scenario, it sounds like.
For
but
sure I'm a straggler.
They're bringing you along. So there you go. Yeah.
But I'm the lowest it gets, and that's not bad.
Yeah.
It only goes up from there. So everyone's doing pretty good, It's a certain culture. It's hard to find at just any ordinary gym. So I went and I've got a day pass, and I was like, this gym is fucking awesome. And I was like, I got to go back again. And each day pass is $25, man. So I was just if I go here a couple times a month or whatever, it's just going to pay for itself anyways. So I've been going almost every morning, and I've met so many great people there.
That's
just
cool,
like that,
man.
Yeah. And everyone's so passionate about training, and it's great to be there. And there's a couple of lovely young ladies up front, Miss Carly and Miss Gracie. Shout out to them.
To who? Say their names again in case they hear.
Miss Carly and Miss Gracie. They're wonderful young ladies up front, and they treat me like family when I get there.
Nice.
And not just me, everybody gets treated like family when they go there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for that kind of money, I would hope so anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're like the gatekeepers there, and so they're like the first thing that you see. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you go into a gym and there's like grumpy people at the desk or something,
that
doesn't set up a good scenario for the rest of the workout. It's like it's immediately a negative frequency.
Yeah.
And that has a domino effect, man. It's like it's not just me that gets affected; it's other people that get affected too. And just like that, everybody be having bad workouts. Everyone's grouchy. But if you have nice ladies up front or nice men up front, nice smiles, say good morning, little conversation, whatever it is, treat you like family, just like that, you create the start of a domino effect where everybody is going to be training happy. Everyone's going to be cordial to one another. And just like that, you got a great environment, So shout out to those two young ladies and all my new friends at Carbon Performance Nations. Great place,
love it, man. I love it. That's good. And it reminds me of, I've been thinking about going to a local gym here, Northville. They have a new Northville powerhouse.
Oh, right on. Cool.
It's over there, like, you guys won't care who we're watching, but like Haggerty in 6 Mile.
Oh, yeah, man. Dude, there's a Pancheros right there. So you can go get your workout in.
Stop at Pancheros. Yeah.
Heck yeah. That's a great area, man. There's a new Trader Joe's out there, too, I think. Well,
So Trader Joe's was further north, and then they moved it, down there at like 7 Mile, which I love Trader Joe's, especially when you're into fitness, because there's always like something extra special that you can find there that works for your diet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, man. I'll watch some of those early John Meadows videos when all he does is go shopping at Trader Joe's.
Yeah. Oh, those are good, man.
Those are great. It's his fault that I kept buying those goddamn waffles from Trader Joe's.
Oh, dude, I ate so many of those. They were like wheat-free waffles.
Yeah, and he had some blueberry ones too. He's always out these blueberry waffles. I was like, I get some. They were blueberry waffles.
So good. I used to buy them all the time too because of John.
I know. Oh man, bless his heart.
Yeah.
So, any shout outs on your end? Anyone you want to shout out?
I'll shout out my wife Victoria. Victoria, I love you. That's all I got. She didn't ask for a shout out, but I will say this: anybody who's watching, new or old listeners, if you guys want to shout out, then comment below. And we will shout you out. Just tell us you want to shout out. We'll shout you out in the next episode.
You know what? Shout out to Nags too. Nags is just a solid Patreon guy, solid fan guy. He's always there. He's the first comment He's always the first comment. I watch those things on YouTube. So
yeah. Nags
so
is part of Patreon. Nags
Yep.
is working with me again too. We've been working together for a while.
No
And
kidding.
yeah, he made some really good progress back in the day, if you remember. And then
I
he
remember,
kind of
dude, he's rock solid physique on him.
oh yeah, he went off, kind of did his own thing, and now he's back and got him into really good shape, but not to the point where we're like there comes a point if you're not competing and the goal isn't to get peeled. There comes a point of like, hey, this is enough. Let's turn it around and add more food back in so you can grow better. So
Yeah, why not?
we've been doing that for a little while now. He's been gaining some muscle. I think he's on vacation right now, actually. So.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, it's just about lifestyle, anyways, and sometimes you just need to push one way or another.
Yeah.
So, well, man, I got supplement review. I know you got one too. You've been talking about it now for a couple of weeks now, and we touched on it earlier. And I've never heard of that until you started talking about it. I didn't know anybody taking it until you started talking about it. So, but you are liking it so far. And how many weeks has it been so far with that?
So I can't, I'd have to look now, but I think I'm going into week 4 now of SLU PP332. And I can't talk about where I got it on YouTube, but people can hit me up on social media and stuff. I can talk to you in other places. We can talk on email or whatever. But I'm liking it a lot. And I have talked a lot. So you guys, people who are watching this, you've probably seen the other shows of me talking about it more in depth. One thing I will add that I am absolutely certain of now, there is a diminishing effect over time.
Okay.
So I did a live stream this last week, and by the way, thank you to everybody who tuned into the live stream. It was freaking cool. It was like just me.
That was the cool show, man. I loved it. I love when people do that, and I really liked it when you did that. I saw you doing it. Jumped on right away.
It was fun, man. So I'm going to do another one of those soon. But I had asked everybody there. I was like, hey, you guys noticing that there's any kind of like diminishing effect? Because I noticed like a really strong cognitive boost. And, yeah. And over time, I feel like I started getting more used to it. And it was almost at a point at first where I was like, I don't want to go over 400 total, But now I'm starting with 300, and then I take another 200. I was taking 2 and 2. Now I'm taking 300 and 200 micrograms later in the day. And I'm getting that same, like it kind of refreshed it. You know what I mean? So I do think one thought for anybody who is going to run it, I would try to start with less and then assess how it works. If you feel like you're doing good with that, keep it where it is, and then consider maybe building up over time. Versus if you start high, then you're only going to go higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha. This is oral, right?
Yep. It is. It's oral. It's exercise mimetic. The idea is that it's supposed to trigger the muscle to feel as if it had just exercised.
Okay. So it's kind of like cartering in a sense.
Yes. Right? Yeah. Which is also an exercise mimetic. And I also noticed a similar energy boost from cartering. I'll tell you what, man, I'm definitely I'm sweating more now when I do cardio.
Yeah.
I'll end up.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, I had to take a shower before we did the show. Right before I was like, oh crap, I got to go take a shower. My shirt was freaking soaked after about 50 minutes of cardio,
Hey, all right, good.
So
nothing wrong with that.
I think it's helping out. Now, here's the difference with cartering. I found that the scale would drop, and I would see the fat loss instantly. With this, the scales wanted to hold, man. The scale's not moving. So I'm wondering what's really going on here. I have a feeling based off of what I'm seeing in my pictures, because I'm shooting, even if you're not doing working with a coach, you should still take your own pictures and then evaluate them each week.
Yep. You use the mirror or something. Just
I like pictures personally better than the mirror, because the mirror, I see myself all the time. It's kind of like with training, if I shoot myself training and then I watch it back, I'm like, oh God, look at that terrible form. You know what I mean? Yeah. Versus if I'm just looking in the mirror, I'm like, oh no,
embarrassed. Oh God, embarrassing.
Who is this idiot? Or the other way. I'm like, I think I really kind of slacked on those last 2 reps, but then when I look at them on the phone, I'm like, actually they looked really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So to get a good objective viewpoint, I always want to take progress pictures, and then I can compare them. What do they look like compared to a week ago, a week before that? And so I've been doing that, and I'm seeing changes in my physique. I'm seeing that I'm tightening up a good deal, and I am dieting hard right now too. But the scale, man, it doesn't want to freaking drop. It's just staying. It's starting to drop now, but that's because I turned the diet up some more, and I did add in a little tiny bit of D3 this week. But
all right,
20 mics a day, taken first thing in the morning. So not a lot,
enough.
But enough to give me a little boost.
That's enough for push. Yep.
Yeah, and so I am starting to see it move a little. But man, the first few weeks on this stuff, I didn't see any scale change at all. So I think there is a recomping effect for sure.
Yeah, I didn't notice when I did a few different experiments with cardarine, and I didn't notice too much of like scale fluctuation either.
Okay.
But yeah, body composition, I did notice. Like, there was significant leanness happening, but the scale wasn't changing at all. So, yeah, it was interesting. I don't know why I stopped. I think I just got freaked out or something.
Yeah. And who knows, what the potential side effects could be with SLU. There's been limited research, but so far they haven't had the same results as they did in the rat studies with cardarine. So, I'll take that as a positive sign, I guess. But
yeah, numerous tumors versus we're not sure, Yeah.
I'll take the we're not sure any day.
So, man, remember when we used to train with Shelby and we'd be like, I don't know, 80 sets deep? And then we'd go home later on, and I just complain constantly about how I just constantly cramping.
Yeah,
like, I can't even wipe my butt. My arm cramps as I'm trying to wipe, and it's miserable. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh, very well, man. One arm would freeze up while I'm trying to wash my armpit in the shower, and then the other one would freeze up, and then I can't do anything. Or driving home from the gym. God, it was the worst.
Yep. It was the worst. And now, finally, after I've been training now for over 31 years, 31 years of cramps if I push too hard in the gym, and I found a solution.
What you got?
Now, see that right there?
Steroids?
More steroids. They fix everything. This is a formula called Dr. Berg, the electrolyte powder.
It's electrolyte powder, huh?
I was, at first I was just like, who recommended this? My mom. Of all people.
Your mom gave you fitness advice that actually worked, huh? Good for her.
Who knew?
Hell yeah.
All this time she was making me fat, and then all of a sudden she completely redeemed herself. So, and this is, I don't know. She's a big fan of Dr. Berg on YouTube. You know who I'm talking about? The chiropractor. Okay, he's like a health and fitness guy, but he's also a chiropractor.
Okay,
and he's got a very really successful YouTube channel. And he hawks a lot of stuff. So at first I was just like, yeah, okay, mom, you just want me to, she's your favorite guy on the planet. Sure. I'll take this stuff. Fine, whatever. But it actually worked pretty good, man. Like I will say, so it's a combination of calcium, iron, magnesium, chloride, little bit of sodium. It's not very much sodium. It's only 40 milligrams.
You don't need much sodium because you're getting that from your diet,
Yeah, you would think so. And then potassium is almost 1,000 milligrams potassium there from potassium citrate. This mixes up as a drink. This is raspberry lemonade. It's pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like refreshing. I had a grape one too that I used, and it was really good. Now I found that if I take 1 scoop of this stuff, and I add like a teaspoon of salt.
Yes.
Before my workout, because I work out on an empty belly.
A teaspoon of salt is a lot of freaking salt, Vij.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like 3 grams or something like that. Four grams. It's not a full teaspoon. It's like maybe 3/4. Anyways, it's I put that in here, mix it up, because I don't eat nothing. I work out first thing in the morning. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm barely even hydrated. You know what I mean?
And that's the main issue with training first thing, right? Getting hydrated.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And so I found, you're obviously going to cramp. You're going to cramp if you have A, no food in you, B, no fluids in you, and C, no electrolytes, those minerals that will help contraction and, relaxation, that sort of thing. So I found if I do a teaspoon of, like 3/4 teaspoon of salt with this first thing in the morning, and then go off and train, man, first of all, the pumps are ridiculous. And second of all, no cramps. No got to worry about cramps anymore.
Nice.
Nice. So I finally hacked the code for myself, and it took 31 years. Who knew? And my mom's help.
I wish I knew about electrolytes sooner, because when I used to work for 7-Up, it'd be like Saturday, man, and I'd be okay, Saturday in say July or August, working all day. It's hot. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Then finally, like 3 p.m., I get out. 4 p.m., I'm at the gym. I feel like I'm just in like a haze, And it's like now I gotta get up and train, and then I would take a bunch of pre-workout and stim myself out, and then push through it and still train really hard. But the reality is, man, had I and I was drinking plenty of water. I was drinking like 2 gallons a day, but had I had electrolytes to help me hold the water where I wanted it, dude, I would have been so much better off. I know that's what the issue was now. And like you, man, I didn't know it back then,
You didn't. Yeah. It's funny. It's, I always say, people ask, well, how long you've been training, that sort of thing. And I'll be like, I've been training for 30 years. I've been training for 31 years. And you're still learning new shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like, there was one point where I was just like, I know so much about coaching, and I felt really, really good about myself. I just felt like, oh yeah, a lot of confidence. There's nothing that I don't know. And then just like that, you meet a few clients where you're just like, what the fuck? What do I do? I don't know what to do. It's like, just like that, you learn something, and you're always learning something. And I remember John, before he passed away, he said, the more I've been doing this, the more I realize I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. When it comes to coaching and bodybuilding, and now I understand. Now I totally understand, man.
I know exactly what you mean, man. Especially for me with training. Like, training is something I realize there is no end to what you can learn about training. So if you do think that, like, hey, you've got it mostly figured out, then you're probably at a stage where you have a lot more to learn. And I say that on my own experience. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm at the point where I know it now. I'm just saying I know enough to know that we'll never know it all,
I was there, man. I was there. And I figured it out that, there is no end to this. It always changes. And your body always changing.
Yes.
Always changing. Every year you evolve into something else. You can't even predict what it is. But you're going to have to adapt one way or another, and you're not going to know what it is. So same foods that you used to like, they're not going to work anymore. You're going to have to find something else just like that. Same thing with clients,
Yeah.
So
I use Ultima, the Ultima electrolyte. Very similar in that it's a low sodium electrolyte. Some of these brands, man, they have a ton of salt in there. But the way I feel is that if you're eating a bodybuilding diet, you should be getting plenty of sodium in anyway. So we don't need an electrolyte that's blasted full of salt,
Yeah, and that also that depends, like, when you're training, if you're training on an empty belly, that sort of thing too.
True.
So,
yeah. For you, it makes sense to have that added sodium in there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember Austin Stout? Do you remember Austin?
Of course I do. He just competed recently.
No kidding. How's he doing? Looking good?
Oh, he looked good, man. Yeah. He looked so much improved now. I still remember you were there at the Michigan when he came. No, were you there?
I think I was, because I remember looking at his legs. I saw his quads.
Were you there? Yeah, Sarah Bruce was there too. She competed.
Not that year.
Sarah competed that year as well, I believe. I think it was the same year. Yeah.
Okay. Was it?
Yeah, because but anyway, yeah, she won, but I remember seeing him there, and he had great legs then. Obviously his legs are even better now, but he looked his best yet. I'll put it that way. It's cool to see him still pushing along.
Yeah, attaboy. The reason I brought him up is that he used to talk on some of his podcasts about eating deli meat before he goes to train.
Oh yeah,
you remember that? And when he started saying that, I was like, yeah, it actually makes sense. I mean, it's heavily salted. It's like it'll help with potential cramps that might happen. All depends on the rest of your diet or whatever. But I mean, if that's something that you're lacking and you need sodium before you work out, everybody needs sodium to train at any, whenever they need sodium, you need sodium.
Yeah.
So that was a nice trick. And I actually used that trick a few times. It was pretty good.
Yeah, why not? Get some ham, some bologna, some turkey, whatever. Sliced turkey. There you go.
Olive loaf. Olive loaf is delicious.
Oh, I've never eaten olive loaf. I've seen it. I'm not interested. Thank you.
It's just bologna with olives stuck all up in there. You can't beat that, can you?
I don't know. I don't know about that one, Vij.
It almost tastes like hot dogs. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Hey, let's what do you say we take a quick commercial break, and then when we get back, we can get into some Arnold stuff and review some of the guys that are training, and we've got videos that we can watch,
I am looking forward to this, man.
Some of these guys. Me too, man. I'm pumped about it. All right, we'll be right back.
Wishful thinking won't make a body strong, but a $4 million health club will. The new Bally Matrix Fitness Center in Willowdale. 46,000 square feet of facilities. Circuit training, swimming, saunas. Muscle in on the action now with a pre-opening membership.
Join while the excitement is building at 43% off.
And we are back from commercial break, and now it's Arnold time. Dude, Arnold weekend, February 28th. What day are you getting down there? Prejudging on 28th.
I think I'm getting there Thursday. I think,
okay.
As a matter of fact, yeah, we might be training over at Mike Davies' gym. I think. Yeah.
Oh man. So check this out. I have a real estate deal, the last real estate deal that I'm gonna have in Michigan, and they're supposed to close on or before the 28th.
You're kidding us. You're kidding us.
So I know. So here's the deal, though. They haven't said whether I can do like a remote closing, which if I can, that's ideal, because my plan was to get down there like Thursday, or I'm down here. My plan was to get up there.
Yeah. For you, there. Down there for me.
Yeah. Up there to Columbus on Thursday. And just I was hoping to get to Mike Davies' place too and just get some training while you guys are doing your thing. I can watch and just like stand there and be creepy. You know?
Yeah. So it still might happen. It sounds like you're telling me it's possible.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I really, but there's a chance that I may have to go all the way up to Michigan for this closing, and if that happens, then I'm screwed. But I'm really keeping there's a good chance also that I could do a remote closing. Well, we've got all this technology now. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, hey, if that happens on the 28th, then that's prejudging, you said, right? So that's Friday?
Yeah, prejudging. Friday, yeah.
So that means you'd be done on Friday too, right?
Yeah, and then I drive my ass right down there. It's kind of on the way, but not really.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's still south. I can still make it happen.
Yeah. So you could come for like Saturday, the big day. I
want to make it down there. I want to come down there, hang out at the mutant booth.
Yes. Yeah.
That's where all the fun's going to be at. And if any the old BNR listeners are listening or watching, you want to come down the mutant booth, we can do a little hangout out there too, as long as it's okay with those guys. I don't want to.
I'm sure it will be. They'll be there. Everybody's cool and laid back, and there's plenty of room for you. So I think that'd be a great idea.
We can stand like 10 feet away from the table. You know what I mean? Not clog up the aisles.
It'd be good. The more people we can bring in, the better, So
absolutely.
There's that.
Yeah, man, it'll be fun.
And the Arnold's so cool, man. I can't wait for everybody who's going to come. It's such a cool environment, and it's so. I think back to the first time we went to the Arnold together, and I remember we met like 4 people maybe that listened to the show. Remember that?
Yeah. I remember that was the first BNR get together. Oh, whopping 4 or 5 people. We're like, yes, we did something. We made it.
Well, wait, did we do a meetup? Was that the first year when we did a meetup at the Jantana booth?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was like, I want to say like 8 to 12 people showed up, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And it was more people than I thought. We basically just guerrilla took over. We're like, we didn't know anybody, like any booths or anything. We're like, hey, I just interviewed Jantana, and I was like, we'll find Jantana's booth. And everybody can just find us there at 10 a.m. And all of a sudden, people showed up. And we're like, oh, my God. And then it grew because then remember the best part ever booth, the first booth they had, it was just like a little side booth. Remember? It was like a 10-foot table booth. And when we had that one.
Up bars and getting them ready for sampling. I remember that.
You were. Awesome. And we brought a bunch of people over, too, because I remember at that point, we had the neighboring booths come over and tell us, like, hey, guys, you guys, can you have your people move over here because people can't see our booth? They got upset at us after a while. And then,
come on, dude, like, too bad. Like, what the hell? It's like we're bringing in the folks, so screw off,
Yeah. And then we had the BNR, we did a podcast. We did the actual podcast following year out of a meeting room right outside of the Arnold, which that was like the first podcast at the Arnold. Now, dude, not everybody, but there's a lot of podcasting and recording, and Flex Magazine has like $100,000 setups of podcasts. It's crazy, man.
Well, shit, man. We were pioneers then, and we were pioneers to begin with to get this thing started all together.
Yes.
I always tell people, hey, we came in the pioneering of all. It was only like 15 bodybuilding podcasts when we got started. You know, I don't even
15?
think there was 15.
No, there was like 4. Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, there was Heavy Muscle Radio, VPX Shotgun, and like 2 others that we never heard of before. So
well,
it was geared up. You know,
geared up, and there was Project Bodybuilding.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
so,
then
I mean,
after that, then everything else was kind of like there was like maybe a kind of fitness related show, but it really wasn't. But we could kind of take some of their information, you know, learning about nootropics or something, you know. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
So shit, we were pioneers for that, and we were pioneers for the Arnold too. How about that?
That was cool, man. So hey, listen, here's the lineup, and I think from what we hear, I'm pretty sure John De La Rosa is not doing the show.
Yeah,
but,
I don't think so.
Dude, everybody else here, man, this is a freaking packed lineup, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. It's a deep lineup. Like they're all killers. Everyone's a killer, man. William Bonnick looking good. You know what? Half of this lineup is being coached by the one guy. That's it. You know?
Yeah.
What's Boss Outlaw?
Yeah.
Boss of Outlaw.
Yeah, he's like he's the hot guy right now, isn't he?
He's the it guy. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody just
got half that lineup.
Messaged me this morning. Now, I forgot all about this. Somebody messaged me this morning. He shared an old episode of Muscle Minds for like episode 20 or something. Yeah. And he was like, man, there's so much gold in these old episodes. And he said that on that episode, I think it was that episode, Jordan was talking about how Corin had been coached by him. That Stefan at the time is like, that's the first time that he had ever really been mentioned. And she didn't do well because the judges said she came in too hard. Remember how Corin would be like, just hard as nails, dude. Yeah.
She still is today, even.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting though. But I don't remember them mentioning it back then. But
I saw a competitive photo of Stefan.
Oh, yeah?
From like way back. I mean, he was in good shape. You know, he was shredded, but you know, he's not recognizable. Like you wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known that was Stefan. No, not at all.
That's crazy.
So it's good to know that these coaches, like the it coaches, you know, he has had his foot in the bodybuilding game for a long time. He's not just some overnight sensation of some kind, you know.
Right. Yeah. So what do we got here for our audio listeners? I don't know if people are going to follow along with BNR if we have so much visuals coming up, you know what I mean, watching videos and stuff. But
that's right.
We still got to put this out for them. We got William Bonnick, Shaun Clarida, Brandon Curry, Samson, Hollingshead, Andrew Jack, Lunsford, Patrick Moore, Justin Rodriguez, Carlos Thomas Jr., and Akeem. So, dude, this is a freaking lineup. Like the top 5 or top 6 in itself, I don't care who takes it, is going to be ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and judging by like the depth of this show, there's only going to be 2 call-outs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And every call-out, each call-out is going to be killer. Like
it's going to be hard, dude.
Look at the names on that list.
The second call-out would be a fantastic pro show on its own. You know?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know where do we even start? Let's do we have videos that we can show like of, you know what? What does Samson look like? I mean, I've seen what Samson looks like right now, and it's gonna be tough to beat.
All right, so
say that. Yeah.
What I have here is I grabbed everybody's YouTube channel because the cool thing now compared to a decade ago or whatever is that everybody has their own YouTube channel, so we can watch these guys. I should probably get rid of this this lineup list here. Give me just a second here. All right, so that's gone. So here's Samson's YouTube page, and he's got 102,000 followers. Now, 3 days ago he uploaded an arm workout. Before that, 10 days ago was a shoulder workout. I mean, what do you think? He had a back workout from a month ago, but the reality is that's probably from even longer ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
there's a good chance. Go to the arm one because he'll always strip down and do like full posing at the end, you know.
All right.
So yeah,
Let's see what
we get to see
here.
There's his traps. Look at his trap. Hey, he's a pretty hairy guy. He doesn't look like that on stage.
No.
You would never guess. He's so smooth skinned most of the time.
Yeah. I remember seeing who was it? Branch Warren, and his shoulder looked like my beard after I haven't shaved for 4 days, you know, somewhere in there.
Yeah, he was an ape for sure.
And from what I hear too, he didn't like do a lot of shaving before he got on stage either. Like, I think that might have been Sunday, as a matter of fact, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to fast forward to get into this training here a little bit. Let's see. He's got like some background music kicking in it.
I will say Samson's arms have gotten huge. Like, he doesn't have the best bicep shape or whatever, but his arms altogether are huge. Like, his triceps are massive triceps. They're like the Mike Menser kind. They just hang. There's like so much meat on those triceps.
And you know what too? When you have really good shape, it makes your arms look even bigger. Like when you've got that tiny waist, when I think of Samson, we're not even looking at his physique right now. We're just seeing him train. I think of him hitting that front double, and his arms look massive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's got tiny waist, the unbelievable Sean Roden like taper, you know?
Yeah.
And just massive arms. And calves. Look, his calves are crazy calves. If you don't ever see him, like, if you see him on stage, they're unbelievable calves.
Yeah.
So Scott McNally calves is what they are.
Yeah, they're all right. They're all right.
Yeah.
Mr. Olympia, you know? Yeah,
he's Mr. Olympia after all. Hey, I like that dip machine he was using. We've got one of those at Carbon Nations. It's a nice one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's got a good feel to it. You don't always, those dip machines are always a little different.
Yeah, dips are one thing I don't do a lot at the home gym. I could do them like off a bench or something if I wanted to, but I haven't done a lot of dips lately.
When I was in my youth,
good
15, 20 years ago, I was a dip machine. I used to get so much out of doing dips, and just thinking about doing free dips without a machine help, it just destroys my elbows, just the thought of it.
So it looks like
they want to explode.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It looks like he's supersetting right now. This
I like this superset. Yeah,
this dip machine with a preacher curl. Yeah. All right, we're going up to 3 plates here on the dip machine, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody wears those big headphones anymore,
No, you're right, actually. I'm trying to think of...
I feel like everybody's got the little earbuds now,
Yeah, they do. They do have those little earbuds. I'm not a fan of that grip on preacher curls. I don't know why.
No?
It's just not my favorite. No, I don't know what it is. It's like it's too close together, and the angle's all funny.
Yeah,
I like to be a little more spaced out, my grip.
If I do a preacher curl, I like to do it with dumbbells on the free weight bench. But I don't mind that though. I could see this though, like end of the workout. God, look at his biceps now, man. There's like a bicep on his bicep.
Yeah.
You see that on that left arm right now?
Yeah, he's put together, man. Yeah, it's a little suspect, to be honest with you.
Like, you think you might jimmy it up a little?
Who knows?
I mean, if I was Mr. Olympia and I wanted to be my ultimate best, dude, I would definitely be jimmying up my arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit
at that level.
Oh, yeah.
There's always a little jimmying going on, one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no shade about that whatsoever,
I mean, no, it is what it is. This is a physique game. Palumbo has said that for decades, at that level, it's just the way it is. It's just people, they jimmy up a little bit, and not like Ernie Taylor style jimmy, just regular,
you take something that's already fantastic and you add a couple percent to it.
Yeah, exactly. Here's an extra 5%, and just
look at those triceps, dude.
I told you, and those aren't
God.
Jimmied.
No,
those are not jimmied up at all. He's got you can see when he's in a tank top, and his triceps just hanging there. You can see all 3 heads. It's crazy,
dude. His arms are insane, pumped up like this right now.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
What do you guess that measures? What would be your guess?
I don't know, man.
He's so tall too that proportion is larger. You know what I mean? So
and he's way bigger in person, from what I understand too.
Yeah.
Like he's like monstrous in person.
good God,
I don't know.
I have no idea. But if you told me like
23,
I was gonna say even bigger because he's so tall. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's those triceps. It's the way there's so much meat on those triceps. Upwards of 23 inches, I would say.
I want to go train arms right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching this. Like, I'm ready to go train now, Vij. I did my cardio. I'm ready to go train.
You're right. I want to do some preacher curls. Sounds fun.
I think I actually am going to. I thought I wasn't going to train today, but I think after seeing this, I'm already like ready to go. I'm fired up.
wait until we see a couple more of these videos. You're gonna see China Dude doing some bicep curls, and you're gonna freak out, man. You know, people say that I don't think that China Dude has jimmied up arms. I don't know. I just something about the way they contract, and some people just have arms that look like that. You know, I mean, you see them on like black guys all the time.
Yeah, I've got some thoughts on him. I'm gonna hold those thoughts until we get to him. I really want to see some good stuff out of him, though. I will say that's my preview. You know. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do we got going on here? Is he gonna do
single arm preachers? Looks like single arm.
Holy crap! With what is it? It looks big, but it says 20. So it's 20 kilo.
Yeah, kilograms. So it's like 50 pounds.
Okay.
It's hammer curls. Hammer curls.
That's a pretty heavy preacher hammer curl dealio here. You know what I'm saying?
Those are monster arms, though. Jimmied up or not, they're still monster.
Oh, yeah.
He's in good shape. You can tell, right? You can see all like the fibers in his biceps. And
do you think he's going to peel down at the end of this?
I hope so. Maybe we'll jump forward a little bit. You can see
all right. Let's see what else he does here. So he gets on this. Okay, so there's some more of these, and he's supersetting this again with these with tricep overhead. He's got a bunch of stuff he's working in here. Okay, yeah. So he's got these triceps.
Yeah. I like that.
Supersetting it with this. I like that too.
Yeah.
And I always like to get an overhead tricep movement in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Monster triceps. Look at it all. That's what you call dick skin, right? I think that's what that is.
Yeah, it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Yeah, his arms are so freaking pumped right now, man.
Yeah. It's a cool thing of mural of Arnold back there too. That was the '74 Olympia.
Oh, I missed it. I was too awestruck by the triceps.
It's awesome.
Oh, it's like the black and white?
Yep. That's right. I wonder where this gym is. Obviously, it's in the UK somewhere.
I was wondering too, man.
He does a lot of videos in this gym, so it must be his home base.
Looks like there's no... there's just some talking at the end here. Looks like we don't see any...
man. Like I said, we're in that stage of prep now where we're digging in deep, and I'm feeling every bit of it. And yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking forward to getting this prep over and done with. You know, it feels like when you have the Arnold prep, it always feels like the longest one because it always feels like it's just a continuation of the Olympia prep. So it always feels like you've been prepping for a very, very long time. So when you get this close to it and you're almost at the point where you can almost see the light at the end of the tunnel, you're just exhausted and you're just kind of just holding in there to make sure you get it over and done with. So I am definitely looking forward to finally having a break after the Arnold is done.
I bet.
Some rest. But yeah, 4 weeks out, exhausted, still going hard at it, but at the same time, loving the look and loving what we're bringing to the stage. So guys,
it's a huge move too, man. Him doing the Arnold, you know, after having just won the Olympia. It's like a lot of guys do that, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the money's there, and now's the time. And shit, you know, how long are you going to do this for? You might as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's shit. He's going to make a living out of this.
So Andrew Jacked, we got him on there. We've got some Lunsford. We've got some Curry. We've got some Shaun Clarida. What do you want to see next here?
Oh, go to Brandon. You'll see some shots of Carbon Burrow. The Carbon.
Oh, okay.
Carbon.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
He's probably doing something for legs, like a leg day and leg day part 2, and his legs are looking pretty good, man.
Oh yeah. How I maximize my leg training 2025. Check that one out, maybe.
Sure. That might be the one where he shows his legs. Here
Right under 6 weeks. 5th week by this weekend, Friday. Today
it's a cool gym too, dude.
Tuesday.
It's a nice gym.
And Tuesday for me is a lower body day, but I like to say it's a hip day because generally what I'm focused on is hip flexors, glutes, adductors. I will do some isolation for quads and do some isolation for hamstrings.
Okay, so no big compound movements, it sounds like. On this one. We'll see what he's got going on here, though. I mean, Brandon's a guy, gets those hamstrings big and crazy looking. I think that's only going to help his cause. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, I think he shows his hamstrings in this video, and they are wild.
I saw him too, man.
Yeah.
His legs are looking really good. I'm excited to see the way they look on stage this year.
Yeah, new coach. He's got Coach Justin Harris in his corner. So shit, we never know what'll happen.
Yeah.
I hope it works out. I mean, he's looking awesome. That's for sure.
Yeah, I and that's all I really care about. You know, if he gets up there, regardless of how he places, if he looks awesome, that's to me a huge win. I guess that's all we could ever hope for in bodybuilding. You know,
yeah. With this many fucking killers at this Arnold, just look awesome. That's all you got to do is look awesome. Like, it doesn't really matter where you place too much.
Yeah, I want to see him come in freaking 2019 peeled.
Me too, man. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
2019 Arnold Classic, the moment he walked out there, and he was the first guy to walk out there, we were blown away. We were sitting right there. We saw the whole thing.
We had the good seats, too.
The second he walked up there. Yeah, we did.
You remember that?
The second he walked out there, and we both looked at each other, and we were like, I think he's going to win this thing.
Yes,
and we didn't see anybody else. We saw nobody else at that point, just Brandon Curry.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my God. Everyone,
you know how that works, man? Because sometimes it's like someone else walks out, and you're like, oh, no, it's him. But, like, I was kind of holding my breath as each guy came out, and I was like, nope, I don't think anybody could do it.
Yeah. I mean, Rolly came out, and that was a whole other spectacle altogether, but it wasn't.
Rolly that year was nuts.
Yeah, it wasn't a Brandon Curry, like, it didn't have that polish, that winning look, but it was insanity to witness that in person, though.
Yeah.
God. He comes out and hit that lat spread, and I thought he was going to explode.
Yeah. So this is they have looks like Prime machines there. Do they have Prime at the one you go to?
They do. Yep. They got a lot of Prime, a lot of Arsenal.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, some of them are real good.
Is this a hoist maybe?
I don't know. It looks like the whole thing's moving, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a hoist.
Yeah, a hoist. Yeah, it's a hoist. There you go. Yeah, I can't get behind too much hoist stuff. I don't like them moving the whole thing like that.
It's kind of it takes some getting used to. It's different, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, I think I need to be grounded. Like, give me some support, you know? Don't be moving all over the place.
Yeah. What do we got going on here? Check this out.
Yeah, I saw this too. It looks funny, but I can see how it would work. Adductor would be hurting. You know?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't think you need a lot more weight on that, you know?
Yeah, he ends up grabbing, like, I think he might grab like a kettlebell or something, but it's not very heavy. Because he's like, oh, these will destroy me. I can imagine. Imagine they would.
I'm going to roll up to the next set here. All right, let's see what you got. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, that looks tough, man.
Yeah, it looks man, that looks like it would hurt.
It's such a simple exercise. I like the looks of that a lot.
Yeah. It's got to be effective.
I literally have never seen this done before.
Me neither. That was the first time I saw it, was with him doing it.
I wonder how many of our listeners have done this. And I wonder how many have done it after they saw this, you know?
Yeah, I bet someone's trying it.
Yeah, 20 pounds? Shit. 20-pound kettlebell, that's enough, man.
I could use some adductor size. You know, shit, I could always use adductor size.
Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of like his secondary leg day. This isn't the most brutal thing ever.
I think I may have seen like his primary leg day or whatever, but it was still it was a lot of machine stuff still. It wasn't didn't see him squatting, no front squatting, no like barbell compounds. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but it looked like a lot of leg pressing to me.
Okay.
They've got a vertical leg press in that gym. It looks brutal.
I saw him on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a brutal machine.
I like seeing him doing this content, though. I'm glad that he's like really getting himself out there with it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. There's another gym down there in Murfreesboro. It's called Olympus Gym.
Oh, I've heard about it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, real good gym. It is like, it's down in a basement, but it's huge. It's a huge basement. It's got to be like, I don't know, 20,000 square foot. It's a huge multi-room building down there. And that was his original gym. Like, that's, you know, when Brandon Curry was just, you know, brand new IFBB pro Brandon Curry was training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the sounds of that, man. I'd like to check that place out. I'd like to check his gym out too. And I've heard everybody's told me that people who have been like traveling through Murfreesboro, they'll stop in because they'll be like, oh, I know Brandon, you know, see if Brandon's at the gym, get a workout in there. Everybody who's met him, they've all said like, oh, he's so cool. And he actually walks people through the gym. And, you know, he's really nice. So
I gotta make it back down there and try to get. I called that gym. I was like, hey, young lady at the front desk, do you know what time Brandon Curry trains? And she was like, right around 7 a.m. Like, she didn't even flinch. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, great. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Nice. Like, who's asking? You know, that'd be my first question. Who's asking?
Yeah. She's like, I thought she would be like, well, I think there's some kind of law against me saying so. I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this information, strange guy talking about Mr. Olympia.
All right. So here's Lunsford.
Okay.
Let's see what he's got going on here. Oh, what do we got? Chest workout? How's that sound? That was from 2 days ago. Yeah. So that's going to be the most recent thing. Or let's see. Yeah, that's the most. Oh, he's got a back workout from 6 days ago.
Maybe you ought to show that. That's pretty freaky.
I think you're right, man.
Look at that. Oh, my God. That's a lot of meat. You know what I mean?
Good God, dude. That back is just insane.
It is insane. There's levels to this sort of thing, and that is a freaky, probably the freakiest back in the IFBB at the moment. Just
yep.
You know,
I would agree with you, man. So this is real recent then. If this is January 20th is when he recorded, he's getting this content out here fast.
He is, yeah, he's doing that.
Let's see. I'm gonna just try to get up to the point where he's actually training here. Here we go.
And he's looking good. Like, Aceto doesn't have him all like really, really lean, like this far out. You know, he's lean, but he's not like typically she's shredded this far out. And I think maybe that might have been his problem at the Olympia. You know, he just
100%
kind of like lost his legs because he was way too shredded, like 5-6 weeks out. You know.
Yeah, it was super noticeable on stage, front in person, the downsizing of his legs, because we knew what to expect out of him, and it just wasn't there. And then they came back so fast. I can tell you firsthand, man, of course, I've never competed at this level, but I have done that exact same thing where I depleted my legs down. Well, I'd done it, and I'd done it to myself, man, where I'd deplete my legs down going into a show. And then, 6 weeks later, my legs were back to the size they had been before. But it's the way I look at it is, Vij, how you wash your car with a sponge, right? And if you stop washing your car, like winter comes, in Michigan, we put the sponge and bucket away for the winter. In the spring, when you take that sponge and you dunk it back in water, it doesn't immediately just absorb. It takes a minute. True. It's a little bit resistant. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the way my legs would get. And it would you'd have to kind of marinate them in the carbs for a couple weeks, and then they would fill back out,
It could take a couple of days for that sponge to rebound proper.
Yes. But then after that, man, every weekend your sponge is still good,
That's right. Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Let's see.
But you can tell. I mean, he's lean, really lean, but he's not like super depleted, which is it's good. I think that's a good strategy by Aceto.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what he does, and I think he's in really good hands here,
I think so, too.
So this will be fun, man, getting to see Brandon competing with a new coach, a new approach. I think Justin is a great direction to go, right?
Yeah, I think so, too, yeah.
And I feel like Justin's one of us, you know what I mean? He's like one of the old school guys. He's from, the old days of DC and all of that. And so I'm happy to see that. And we love Chris Aceto and the work he does, so I have full confidence in what he's going to do here.
So, I mean, Derek is ultra dangerous at this show, I think.
Yeah. Dude, really he could win it.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone's giving Samson a run, it's this guy right here.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see this this row here. Get the back
Oh my
angle
God.
there on the camera.
Just there's so much lat meat.
Yeah, there really is.
If you were a cannibal, boy, he'd be fed for a while with this guy.
I feel like it might
Just
be
take another.
real gristly. We'd have to, slow cook him.
Too lean.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too lean. Yeah, we got it slow cooked.
Look at
Put
that.
Lunsford in a steamer. We got to steam this meat.
Yeah.
Tenderize it a little bit.
Yeah, that's a hell of a freaking back, man.
Yeah. Jeez.
I feel like it's getting bigger with each rep too. He's just pumping it up more.
Just blows up. Oh my God.
Oh, that's just
He's just
freaking
resting.
stupid,
He's not even
man.
doing a lat spread. He's just resting. That's the way Dorian's lats used to hang too, from behind. That's
Good
wild.
God, man.
That is ultra freaky, isn't it? Oh my God. That's the
really
Ronnie
is.
hang right there.
It's honestly, looking at it from that position, he's got one of the best backs I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it could be up there, man. Really
He's right
is.
up there. He's right up
Yeah.
there.
You'd be hard pressed to find one. But I mean, Ronnie is the king, but they both have that same hang to it.
Yeah.
Weird, crazy hang. Freaky hang.
Look at this real wide grip that he's doing here like this, huh?
Yeah. That's a cool machine.
Yeah. I like the different
It's got-
handles on it too.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's got all kinds of different angles.
Yeah.
It's they're doing more of like a hammer grip type pull down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I can see
I
that
like
working
that.
pretty good. Yeah.
Nothing.
Derek don't have the best arms though. He doesn't have those Samson triceps. And
Yeah.
arms, you know?
That's a good point.
Just up, finish.
And when I think about what they want at the Arnold Classic versus the Olympia, I think about like when we saw Tony Freeman there, or when we've seen like what's his
Cedric.
name? Cedric. Thank you.
Yeah.
They
Cedric, yeah.
and that Cedric look, it says Arnold Classic to me all over. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah, for sure it does.
I feel like
I mean,
Roden.
Arnold himself was a huge fan of Cedric. Just
Yeah.
just hitting his poses and stuff.
So I do see that maybe being a potential. The politics isn't the right word. You know what I mean? Because it's not politics. It's like, but they do kind of tend to go for the small.
There's a preference.
Yeah, preference.
Yeah, there's a preference for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Arnold wants guys to win the Arnold who look similar to him in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Tall, huge, great arms. A little slim waisted. This guy's kind of a monster too, huh?
He is, and he has a hell of a hairline on him. Look at that. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
down to the forehead almost. Good hair.
yeah, really good hair. Yeah, that's the kind that even testosterone's not going to touch for a while.
Yeah. What's he doing here exactly? What is this? Rear
It's like some
delt?
rear delt stuff.
Yeah.
Although for him, it's probably just another lat exercise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything Derek does turns into a lat exercise. I bet even when he bench presses, his lats are doing most of the work. There's a lot of like lat pressers out there. Like,
Yeah, they're getting involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so much freaking back.
Looks good though, man. He's good. Looks good. Looks like good and full. I think Aceto will give him will make him come in like blasting full. Like, you know how Andrew Jack this past Olympia was like too full. Like way too full.
Yeah.
I think he might try to do the same thing with Lunsford, just make him blasting full. But on his body, it is going to look wild. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right, man.
I like Andrew Jack a little more like slimmed down. I think it accentuates like his natural curves to his body and stuff when he's a little more slimmed down rather than blasting full.
I can see that. Let's see what he's up to. I can pull his stuff up
Yeah.
next here. Where you at? There you are, Andrew Jack. All right, let's see what he's got available here. There we go.
Andrew Jack might have like the best like natty physique. Like in that picture right there, he's natty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. All right.
And you could tell he's natty. He's like, this guy looks awesome. Jeez.
Oh, so here's some old. Oh, these are popular videos. Okay, let me just click on the videos button here. See what we got. All right, we've got some leg stuff. We've got some back stuff from 2 days ago. We've got some intense isolation and heavy lifting hamstring and glute workout. We've got we got a bunch of stuff here. What do you want to see, Vij?
Dude, arms, is there an arms one? If not, a back one's a good one too, always, you know.
All right, we've got chest, we've got legs, we've got heavy drop set on bicep tricep workout.
There you go. That's a good one. Talk about crazy arms. This guy's got the craziest arms.
He does. All right, let's get up to the training here.
You were going to say something about China do. You
okay.
Had
So I was thinking about him, and I was thinking about something Dusty said on the last It's Just Bodybuilding. He said that Andrew Jack is going to have to really step it up in order to make people like kind of continue recognizing and expecting him. You know, people have been, there was a point, I mean, gosh, was it 2 years ago at the Arnold that he was right up there and people were like, ooh, wow, Samson could become a real threat. And so could Andrew Jack, you know, and they both kind of had the similar type of structure, right? Like they compared nicely against each other. And of course, we've seen what Samson has done since. And Dusty was kind of saying like, Andrew's going to have to step it up to keep people expecting him to be there, you know? And sure, I'll be honest, man, the way that conversation was going, he reminded me a lot of things that people said about Shaun Roden.
Oh, okay.
It really, to me, it reminded me of how Shaun Roden had been looked at for several years in a row. Like a lot of potential, small waist, doesn't seem to completely deliver everything that the judges and the crowds are expecting. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like so much potential. And I kind of feel like Andrew Jack maybe risks slipping into that kind of similar place of how Roden had been looked at for a while. That said, Roden ended up being Mr. Olympia eventually too. You know what I'm saying? So there is that. Yeah.
So he definitely actualized that potential, you know? So,
yeah, he sure did, man.
I mean, China Dudes definitely has that. Definitely has potential too. I mean, he could definitely win an Olympia.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's got the shape, you know, he's got the structure to do it. He just needs to bring in more, you know, more overall size to be able to kind of, you know, stand next to a guy like Samson pound for pound, you know?
Yeah. It's a strange thing. Like I think a lot of his problem is like he's not very good at posing. Like he's not very good at presenting his strength.
He's
gotten better. Yeah. But even from the side, like the side shots, he kind of disappears, but there's so much muscle there. I feel like it's mostly just a presentation issue.
He used to hit that front double, like the offset kind of twisting, and arms were offset like a classic guy, and it sunk him back. His upper body was kind of going back away from the audience. I feel like it didn't make him look as imposing as some of the other guys. Like it definitely wasn't playing his strengths. And this last year he did turn that around, and he was hitting it straight on, inflating the chest, expanding the rib cage, and I think it did a lot for him in that shot.
Oh, absolutely. You know? I've been griping about that with him for years. Like, don't do the offset, just hit it straight on. You've got small waist, wide lats, crazy arms. There's no reason. Just present it like a normal front double. There's nobody who can do one better. I mean, maybe Samson, not even Samson can do one better than him. That's a wild, crazy front double bicep, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you 100%. And when you say griping with him, you mean yelling at your phone, right?
Yes, yelling at Even Fitness and yelling at Aussie Fitness online. God damn it!
Yeah,
China dude.
What do we got going on here? Little drop set there set up.
I saw he was doing like a workout with like a Kai Green mask on the other day.
Oh, you're kidding me. No, I didn't.
Yeah, it was like all like one of those like weird S&M masks with like the studs all over it.
Oh, I thought you meant it was like a Kai Green mask, like you.
Oh no! Like
I
in
gotcha.
Kai Green's like in his likeness.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
the hair and everything.
Like I didn't know they made a Kai Green mask. I want one. That's
No.
cool.
Like an S&M weirdo, like it was only missing a ball gag in his mouth. I was like,
Okay.
that's kind of weird.
Okay.
Yeah, but hey, whatever.
Hey, we're talking about it now, right?
Yeah, we are now. You see the way his triceps flex and his biceps stretch, and I just don't see a lot of jimmying up going on there. I just think it's just his natural shape and flow.
Yeah, I could go with that.
A lot of times when those guys have jimmied up arms, the muscle doesn't contract or stretch. You can't. There's no range of motion where it looks any different.
Yeah. So this
But
was
not with
released
him.
6 days ago, but I wonder how new it is. Was this workout from this past week, or was this more like, a month ago? Because he doesn't
Good call.
seem to be showing the same level of like hardness and vascularity as I would expect somebody to be as they're getting this close to the show.
Like, yeah, because like Derek looked significantly leaner than he is right now.
Yeah, and
Samson too.
Samson too, and although Brandon was completely covered up, you could still see it in his face,
Yeah.
And we saw other
like
videos of Brandon.
Yeah, I like Brandon's beard with the white.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to keep it this year.
Cool. I hope so. I think it looks it looks distinguished. He looks like like, hey, I've been doing this for a long time. Look how awesome I am.
God, yeah, and he has, right?
Yeah.
Turned pro in I think 2009.
Yes. Yeah, it was 8 or 9, definitely.
Yeah.
That was back when they gave away 2 pro cards, one to the super heavies and one to the heavies. So he turned pro, I think, with another guy. I can't remember whose name.
Was it Liberatory?
Was it?
I think Liberatory got a pro card that year.
Okay, cool.
I could be wrong on that.
Oh no, it was the year where they gave the top 2 in his weight class.
Okay.
Pro card.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was heavyweights, but the 1 and 2 both got pro cards. I think Brandon won, but the next guy
Got it as
down
well?
also got a pro card. Yeah.
All right.
Which was pretty cool. That was at the USA's, I think, wasn't it? I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look it up really quick.
Yeah. You know who would know? John Hansen. He would know.
Yeah.
That I don't like that exercise, man. It's like it's like top range exercise only.
Yeah.
It's very strange. It's a lot of brachialis, I feel like.
Let's see. I got his Wikipedia here. Competitive history. So 2008, he got first place at the USA's.
USA's, okay, yeah, that was USA's.
And I was wrong.
National.
I thought it was 9, but obviously it's all foggy at this point, right?
All close enough.
I'm still looking this up. I want to see. All right, I'll have to look it up later. I don't want to. I forgot we're recording a podcast right now, huh? Yeah, I don't like that. I don't care for that exercise either. I feel like I want to get a little bit more stretch at the bottom, but then again, my arms have never been as good as either of these guys. So I'm not here to give you advice beyond them. Listen to these two.
These damn Nigerians with their perfect arm genetics.
Yeah,
they can do anything. We're like, oh, look at it, I'm doing a quarter rep, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Go closer to the end. Let's see if he does any like tank top stuff.
All right.
Let's see what.
Here's like 3/4 the way through. All right, got some
Getting
full
blown
range
up.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a proper, well, more or less. I don't know. You can't complain. He looks blown up right there. He's definitely.
Yeah, he is. Let's see.
Yeah.
A little bit further in. I don't think we're going to see any tank top stuff, each.
Oh,
I could be
that's too
wrong.
bad.
I could be wrong.
He's got that anadrol pump going. You can tell.
You can see those freaking triceps are looking nutty now, man.
Yeah. He's got the perfect horseshoe up in there. You know?
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, just
like
you can
carved
see
out
the shape through his shirt and his
Yeah.
shoulders and everything, man. He's looking he's looking nutty under that.
That is wild. Yeah. That's a 3X shirt.
At least, right?
Yeah. A lot of cables, huh? That's basically all he's been doing is cables for biceps and triceps, both cables.
Yeah.
Well, you know who did that for? I mean, his entire career was Vince Taylor, who had some of the best arms of all time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Vince Taylor he's like, I only ever use cables for arms. Can't argue. What are you gonna say? You know.
It's good, nothing crazy. Good weight. Kenya muscle. AndrewJack.org. Go sign up. Let's help you get your fitness goal 2025. Yes, sir. Subscribe.
It's a character, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see who else we got here, Vij. We got more guys left. A couple more videos. Oh, okay. So let's see here. I'm not sure what Carlos Thomas Jr. has, but
I don't think he's got any videos, but his updates on Instagram are pretty crazy.
Okay.
Like he might not have any recent videos.
Here's one from, okay, this is 7 weeks out. So this is a little while ago now. Let's see if he shows some training here.
Shoulder presses.
Yeah. Old school. He's taking it classic, huh?
Yep.
How do you think he could do in this show?
Shoot, I don't know, man. I mean, realistically, I hate to say anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like second call out, I don't know that. Gosh,
You know, he's unproven so far.
Yeah.
He's a real new guy. But oh my
He's-
God, does he have some incredible shape?
his shape and structure is. I mean, he's like Lunsford type shape to him, but he's got those quads too. That
Those
are
quads
unbelievable.
are so ridiculous. I can't wait to see the way he stacks up with literally all of the best guys. You know, almost all of the best
Yeah.
guys are in this show, you know?
Well, I mean, if you break it down, like the very first pose that they call is the front double, and he's got one of the wackiest front doubles you'll ever see. You know,
Yeah.
So he's got a couple of poses where it just are knockout poses for him. It's the problem is from the back. You know, he gets exposed from the back, and
Okay.
you know, a guy like Lunsford, who's like his, you know, similar structure, similar height.
Yeah.
You know, it's a tough one to beat. I as good as Carlos is, I don't know, man. I would say still second call out, and that's not that's not a
No.
you know.
It's
That's
not
not a
a
negative thing. It's like these guys are all killers. Every one of them is. It's just hard to place them
like I
without
said-
seeing so much of them.
Yeah, second call out is going to be like a freaking solid pro show in itself, you know?
Yeah. I mean, both sides are super talented. It's just that's not to say he can't make first call out. You just never know what's going to happen. He's just as much of a killer as everybody else is. You know.
Yeah. Here's what I'll tell you. Now, just comparing him to Lunsford for a minute, I feel like he has much prettier muscle bellies.
Sure, I agree with that.
You know, that's like the shape of his muscles genetically are. He's just got beautiful shape. That's like the quads. You know, those quads, the shape of his muscle are so freaking round.
And that top shelf of his with like his upper pec, his traps, and his delts. You know, that all that round tie-ins and stuff. That's superior. Genetics compared to like Derek. You know.
Yeah. So you see the guy behind him over there. You only see the edge of him right now. That's Carlos Thomas Sr.
Yeah, that's right. His daddy. Yeah.
That's his dad. I've met his dad. I think I met his dad before I met him at the Olympia a couple years
No
back.
kidding. Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. He was like, hey, my son was looking for you. Yeah. Who's your son? And he's like, Carlos. I was like, oh, is he a listener to the show? And he's like, I was like, was he wearing glasses? Because I saw this guy who wore glasses, and I was like, I think I met him. And then he was like, no, you'd know him if you saw him. And I was like, okay. And then later I saw him together, and I was like, oh, Carlos Thomas Jr. All right.
Yeah. He must have looked like a monster.
Oh God, yeah, he's freaking huge. He's huge in every direction, man. And I think he was like off season, so he's like, a little taller than Shaun Clarida, right? He's probably about like I don't know what it is, 5'7" or so, but still wearing like the 3X, 4X shirts. He's
5'7" and 5'7" sideways too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I don't know how tall he is, but yeah, if he is 5'7", he's 5'7" sideways as well. Exactly.
His dad kind of looks like his dad reminds me of World Harris. Remember Will Harris?
Will Harris. From, yeah.
He kind of looks like him. Yeah, it reminds me of him.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
I don't see it.
No.
I just
see it in the face. Okay. He had the same hat and earrings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's working hard here.
I like that machine. I'm a fan of that lateral type movement there.
That thing jacks me up, man. I don't know what it is. Does? It's like the fixed track or what, but I do better with dumbbells. Yeah.
I could see that. Not everyone's built for the same machine, kind of thing, but man, we've got one of those at Carbon Performance, and I love it. I don't even like deltoid machines for the most part, and that one is I can't live without it.
Yeah. I could see how it'd be good. And you know where else it's good is you don't have to use your grip for this. So you can give your hands a rest, especially if you're dealing with forearm issues or anything.
Yeah, that's right. It's just all side lateral, side deltoids. It's great. I'll get on there and do multiple 30 rep sets. That's what I do.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, so that's the way to go. Yeah, and nothing blows them up like that thing does.
Yeah, I could see that. I miss using the pec deck for my rear delts, that's for sure.
Yeah? Got a few of those. Got a few of those at Carbon Performance.
I bet they do, man. Wait, are you working for Carbon Performance, Vij? Are you plugging them now?
Oh,
is that
sponsor of the show and everything.
Yeah.
I get no breaks, no deals or anything.
We need to fix that. We need to work on that.
I'm not a fan of the grip, like that. See where he's grabbing?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. People love it. I don't know what it is. It's almost like it like rotates my scapula in such a way that it's all trapezius. There's no deltoid involved or something.
Okay. Okay. I can kind of see how you could get trap out of that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works good for me.
Yeah, but if I just switch my grip to where I'm like grabbing the bar instead, like grabbing the unit instead, and then it becomes a deltoid movement.
Did you say grabbing the unit?
I did. I realized it once I said it. I was like, wow. I'll keep talking. Maybe you won't notice.
All right.
I'm grabbing my unit right now. You can't even tell.
All right. I got one more guy here, I think. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We have two. Let's go to this guy next.
You know what a good one would be Wesley Vissers, if you can pull it up. If not, it's no big deal. But,
okay. I got Clarida first. But it looks like so the videos he only has in 8 weeks out here, but I'm sure he still looks freaky.
Look at it. It's pretty fucking freaky. It's still freaky. Is he at his gym now? His own gym? Is that where he's training?
I think it is. I'm not sure though.
Okay, that's Destination.
Yeah,
that's the name of the gym. That's a different. That's
in Dallas.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah,
someone else owns that. But I know Shaun's got his own place now, or at least he's putting one together.
Yeah, I think it is. It's happened. He's got it loaded up because I see him posting videos of it because he's got the addiction to collect equipment.
Oh man, that was cool.
It was. Let me see if I can turn this up a little bit for a minute. See what he's saying here.
Score is 0-0, and I always said I don't care who shows up to the show. I don't care what title you have, what you've done in the past. When we all show up that day, it's 0-0. And may the best man win. This one of the big guys.
I like that.
I love Shaun Clarida, man. I always have. He's just like the best attitude ever.
You worked out with him one time, didn't you?
I can say without a doubt, I was a former training partner of Shaun Clarida's.
When you say former training partner, you mean you got to train with him once? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that.
But man, it was fun. It was fun.
That is cool.
I've been following Shaun since he was 100 pounds.
Yeah, because he used to be natty, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he was natty, and he turned pro as a natty at like 100 pounds as a bantam. And I've seen him throughout his career, and now he's clear over. Oh, he's on not quite 200 pounds yet, but shit, he's at least put on 100 pounds of muscle in his lifetime. You know?
Oh, easy, man.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, I'm out of it, Vij. I have not seen this machine.
What? I have not seen that machine either.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
Yeah. No, I mean, not seen this thing either.
That's wild, right?
Is it on two different tracks, or is it the same track?
It's one track. It's basically like a fixed Smith barbell row, basically.
Okay. I see. Yeah, wow.
At that angle.
Kind of cool, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Like almost like a T-bar angle if you stand up a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I would try that.
Look at him move that dumbbell, huh?
It's nothing to him. He's so strong.
Yeah, he's just repping that thing out.
Yeah.
Shirt.
I saw an update of his.
Yeah,
I saw the like a upper body update on it. He looks enormous. I know he's like 5 weeks out, but you can tell he's shredded, but he's so big. Man, it'll be good to see him standing next to Carlos Thomas Jr. Because they're both just freaks.
That'll be cool. It'll give us a good perspective too on where Carlos Thomas Jr. is.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing.
I mean, Shaun Clarida's a top. He's a first call out guy. Potentially first call out guy.
Yeah.
That's how good Shaun Clarida is.
I mean,
so shit.
Stood next to Rami a couple of years ago, and although Rami scale wise was bigger, it's like looking back and forth between the two of them, comparing body parts. It's like it's not like he was weak, man. In fact, there were areas that he looked better.
Yeah, I thought so too, and he was in better condition. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. He's not afraid to do any. I know this is 8 weeks out still, but he's not afraid of the free weights here. See him loading up that bar here.
Yeah, man, he's a grinder. He don't care.
Here we go. Let's get to that set. Oh, okay. He's got some rack pulls.
Partials.
I could see his back activating in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's all lat.
Yeah. All right. Give me a minute here. Some Wesley Vissers. Does he have his own channel? I'm sure
he does. Yeah, he's got his own channel. He looks really good, really good. Those guys have their hands full with Wesley Vissers, I think.
You think so?
I mean, he's the reigning champ. He is the reigning Arnold champ. Despite his not very good performance at the Olympia, he's still the reigning Arnold champ right now, and he looks really, really good. Like full, lean, hard.
Yeah. All right. Here's a day in the life. Here's what do we have here? The push.
What's
to
the most
win
recent?
Arnold. Well, I'm looking for the most recent training video is from looks like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a training video. It says it's titled "The Push to Win the Arnold," so I'm guessing here we go. A little bit of training here.
The Arnold prep has really officially begun. Of course, it has been going on for a while, but this is going to be the first time you see me training in 2025 for the Arnold Classic, Ohio. But for me, it's important to really focus and do something different for this prep compared to the
Is that a beer?
Other prep. So
man, he really is European, isn't he?
Yeah. A little cigarette break, beer break. Between sets here. What is this machine he's using here?
It is odd. I noticed that too. It's like it's got cables on it, but it's also looked like hammer strength almost.
Yeah, VG. I bet you some of our listeners will know what this equipment is.
Oh, for sure.
Let's see. I'm going to see if I can look it up once we get into some training here. Oh, it looks like he peels down to his tank top here, does some training.
Yeah, it is a strange machine. It's got all these extra parts and gizmos on it.
Yeah.
He seems like he's like more of a machine guy. I don't see too many barbells and dumbbells with him.
Yeah.
He's just chest is all striated. Here he is with his beer again.
Let's see here. No, I don't think that's it. I'm not sure what this is. I see VG Fitness. It's like online training, a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, he does have great shape to the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
You know where I first saw him compete?
What's that?
Remember when Joe Russo got his pro card at Junior Nationals? And then like 2 or 3 weeks later, we went to Chicago Pro. Wesley competed in that show with him.
Cool. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think
Wesley Vissers.
He was, and if I recall, Wesley won the show that year.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's like an Arnold like guy," because it's like there weren't people around that had that shape. There was a lot of bodybuilders trying to do classic kind of thing, and guys that had
really early in the game.
Yeah, guys that had like prettier physiques and versus wider waists, and then he came out and he was hitting like the Arnold like vacuum type, big upper chest type, hit the side chest the same way Arnold did at that show, and the crowd loved it, man. Like everybody was talking about him. I didn't know
that's back when he had calves, when he had good calves. Now they're kind of melted away.
Have they really?
Very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says that like he's done too much leg pressing, and the leg pressing compressed the nerves down there, and like they literally melted away his calves.
Oh,
very
wow.
strange.
Huh.
Yeah, because when he first started competing, he had huge calves.
Yeah,
if you go to like his earlier pictures, he's like McNally calves.
Yeah, my calves aren't what they used to be anymore, Vij. They're definitely in my old age of 57, they're definitely not what they once were. I'll tell you that much.
Well, even you being, good 11 years older than me, still way better calves than I'll have.
All this black and gold.
He's got that cross-striated pec on both sides, just crazy.
Yeah, those are cool, man. I like that look.
It's a great look, yeah. It's that Masteron look. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That full head of hair, though, isn't a Masteron look. That's for sure.
No, it's not. No. It is down from what it used to be, though. So
okay.
Mm-hmm.
You ever do your laterals like that?
That's an Arnold move right there, too.
Yeah.
No, I don't do them. I don't do them on a bench, but I like kind of hang off a squat rack. And like to my side and do it that way. I like that. It seems more stable.
So I've been leaning into a pole. So that if I'm leaning to the left, then I'm lifting the right arm, so that
I see.
It's kind of like one of those Jeff Nippard type tricks where you keep the tension in the muscle longer through the range. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the pole you're talking about too. I see.
Yeah, you do. You've seen my pole.
Yeah, I've seen your pole. I've touched a unit.
So this is 8 weeks out. I mean, he's looking pretty damn lean here in a tank top at 8 weeks out. I feel like that makes sense to me, right?
Yeah. You can only imagine how grainy and detailed he is at this moment too. Like it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
If you see, I don't know where those shots came from, but I was watching, I think Fozzy Fitness or Even, and he was doing some posing, and I was like, "Fuck, he looks awesome!" Like, what's his? Who plays second at the Classic? What's his name?
Oh, Mike Sommerfeld?
Yeah. I think Mike's going to have his hands full this time around.
Yeah.
Personally, that's just what I think.
I'd like to see it, man.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I don't know what day they do that on. What day is that anyways? Is that...
I don't even know yet. still
I don't know their schedules in there.
I still have to
All
pack.
I know is
I got to think about those things first. I haven't even. I'll figure it out like 2 days before.
Yeah, I know the prejudging. So I don't know. Sometimes they do it on a Saturday prejudging, and then the finals on Saturday too.
Yeah. All right. I think that's about all we had of him here.
Oh,
light training. It wasn't a big workout.
No.
Yeah.
Just a lot of messing around, drinking a beer.
Yeah. Oh, one more guy. We got one more guy we have to look at. All right.
Yeah, cool.
Going back to bodybuilding here.
Hey, we know James.
Yes. All right.
James looking good too. Stefan
Yeah.
has him looking pretty good. Oh yeah.
All right. So he's been doing these live streams with his video games, and I'll turn them on and watch them. Yeah. All right. So this is a few weeks ago now.
I didn't realize he was a gamer.
Oh yeah, dude, he's a huge gamer. Yeah, he streams his games, and he does a lot of like the first-person shooting games.
I bet he's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I mean, he'd probably tell you he wasn't.
Well, yeah, that's his James.
Right.
Order, to a degree. Do you know what I've been doing all morning? Been watching cutscenes from Final Fantasy 16 every boss fight.
There he goes.
Like 40 minutes per boss fight because it's such an epic game. I've got Final Fantasy 16 and I need to fucking play it. But the reason I didn't get into it is because it's so...
Is that the one in the car?
Huh?
Is that the one in the car?
Final Fantasy? 16 in the car? No, that's 15. 15. Yeah, I've completed 15. The 16 is crazy, like the fight scenes. Oh. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, who knew he was such a fucking nerd, huh?
Oh, dude, he's a huge nerd. Oh yeah, it's always been.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, comic book guy
up until right now. Well, comic books I can understand.
Yeah.
His back double is looking good. I don't know where they've got that from, where I saw it the other day, but he's like, that wasn't always typically a really good pose for him in here. It's really good.
Next time we go
Front
to
last
review
spread,
all
too.
these guys, we should probably go to Instagram instead, because I think they're they always post their
Updated
stuff on
stuff.
Instagram. Yeah, a lot faster versus these are more like
You could
full.
get like to the day,
Exactly. Yeah. Look at that tricep on him back there.
Yeah, he's got great arms on him. He's a first call out guy potentially too.
I'd love to see it,
James
man.
Because he's like same height and weight as like a Samson, even.
Yeah.
And Stefan will have him ready. I mean, he's already looking really good.
Yeah. I said this is from a little while ago too, so he's looking better than this now too.
Yeah.
I like the look of that gym. I like that high ceiling in there.
Yep. Look at the poster of Dorian in the back. Come on.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome right there. That's a great shot, huh?
That building's
For
probably
them.
like 200 years old, and they're just like, yeah, it's just a building. It's a normal building here in the UK.
That's normal. Yeah, normal for them. Is this King's gym? Do you know? Or
I
is
don't
it,
know. I'm not sure where they're training, honestly.
Might be at JP's gym.
It's one thing for sure. He's going to be grainy as hell. He gets that crazy pale white guy grainy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. He gets that Dorian hardness to him for sure.
Yeah.
Those English guys, those English white guys, they got that grainy hardness to them.
Yeah. I like that exercise. I feel like there's nothing for me to bring up that upper back, like a bent over T-bar row type movement, something like this.
Like a supported T-bar.
I like that for my lower back specifically because I can handle more weight. But at the same time, the thing I don't like about it is it kind of presses the air out of you when you go heavy,
Yeah, I never liked that. I don't like being compressed like that. And that's probably why I don't like any really supported stuff like that as a result.
I could see why. It's a cost to benefit for me. There's a trade-off,
Yeah.
Support the
I
low
hear
back,
ya.
and then I can pull heavier, but deal with that discomfort and not being able to breathe as well because you're compressing your chest so hard with it.
Right. No, there's a lot of people love that. Those type of machines, see it all the time. Great backs on them too.
Oh yeah,
they work. I can tell you that.
Yeah, Justin Shire. I always see him super,
well,
careful and slow, controlled, but just freaking brutal with it. All in one.
Yeah. He's got super wide lats on him too.
Yeah, play your strengths, right?
Yeah, that's it.
What are they doing here? Like a cable? I don't know.
I'm surprised. I would think that James would start off with like a barbell bent over row. You
just were picturing what Dorian would do, right?
Yeah. I mean, picture James starting with deadlifts and then bent over rows.
Yeah.
With a barbell. First 3 exercises with a barbell somehow. That's what I just pictured.
Everybody in England, does those 3 exercises.
That's what I have pictured in my head.
Yeah. Right.
Like
I could use.
I never would have guessed cable.
I could use some of this in my life. Yeah.
Like a high row cable.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Link
good.
that upper back to come in more for myself.
Everybody can use some more upper back.
Yeah, right. Back in general, we all need more back, no matter who you are, except for Derek Lunsford. That's the only guy who doesn't need more back.
Yeah, he could donate some and still be okay.
Yeah. All right. I think they're wrapping here then.
Wow, cool.
All right, man. There's a lot of Arnold guys we just looked at here.
A lot of, and we only did like not even half half of the guys.
Right?
Jeez, I know. Like Bonnick is looking awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are looking awesome. He's another one of Stefan's guys too.
So with Bonnick, remember we talked about him on BNR 2 episodes ago, which may have been like 6 months ago. And we were like, Bonnick looks good, but he's just not the Bonnick he used to be. I feel like he's a lot bigger now. Like he's gotten a lot better over more time. Like he's got that more like 10 pounds packed into a 5-pound bag, Yeah.
Packing. Yeah, he definitely has the old Bonnick look to him for sure.
Yeah. I like seeing that on him.
Yeah, his coach has done a phenomenal job with his body bouncing back to close to what it used to be at least.
Yeah, and that will be enough to be dangerous, I think.
Well, I mean, he was good at the Olympia. Bonnick was.
Yeah,
just because he wasn't top 5, whatever, he still beat Brandon. He was like, I think he was 6th or 7th place. Like he looked good. He's dangerous, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward. I hope you can make it too.
I'm about 80% sure that I can make it. So,
all right.
Yeah, I'd like to show up at Mike Davies' gym for once. It's on my bucket list, anyways.
Okay. Have you not trained? You haven't trained there before?
No, I've never even been there. I'd love to just go in there and just surprise him.
Yeah,
be like, hey, remember us?
Yeah. I talked to him on the phone the other day, so just to catch up, and we had a couple of things to talk about for during the Arnold and stuff. But only talked to him for 5 minutes, and I asked him. I was like, "Do you know who Ron Partlow is?" And he was like, "That big tall motherfucker, right?" And I was like, "That's him."
That's him. He's Canadian, right? Yeah.
That's the guy. Yeah.
That's great. That sounds like a Mike Davies thing. Exact words that he would use.
That's exactly what he said.
That's great, man. I'd love to go catch up with him and see his gym and buy some merch,
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Well, shit, man. We got Arnold coming up. I don't know if we'll get another chance to do another BNR before then, but
so this is shit. Everybody's invite to come and hang out with us. We'll be there for sure. Man. Vij will probably be there. So
I'm gonna do my damnedest, man. I don't want to miss this one.
Yeah.
So all right, shit. On that note, for Bodybuilding Nerds Radio and Scott McNally, we bid you adieu.
See you guys.